Dear participants and research scholars and the professors from various institutes, I welcome you all for the fifth day of this 6-day ATAL FDP. On the fifth day, we have engineer Murugavel C with us, who will be handling the session on LLM and Agentic AI. Mr. Murugavel, presently working as a senior software professional, and he is an Gen AI expert at Capgemini. He has experience as senior software engineer at ATAL and worked under Zebra Technologies, Intel Corporation, and Global Foundries on behalf of ATAL. He has completed his BE in computer science in the department of from SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore. We are very pleased to have you among us for this ATAL FDP session. Welcome you, sir.
Hi everyone, myself Murugavel. Thank you for your introduction, sir. It's a great pleasure to be a part of this session. So, first of all, for all the teachers we have, right? Today is a Teachers' Day. I wish you a very happy Teachers' Day for every one of you. So, on top of the introductions which is given by the Manibardi sir, so I'm just elaborating a little bit about my background. So I have nearly 10 plus years of experience in software development, and I have worked with different various companies and worked in different various technologies. I'm currently being a part of Capgemini India, and I'm handling the GenA COE, as well as I'm just working on the agentic implementations for our customers. So in this workshop, I will be handling the basics of the GenA, then the LLM, how the LLM is evolved so far, and the next is for the agentic AI. It's a recent one we have working on it, though we will cover that as well. So, shall we go further?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sharing my screen. Please let me know once it is visible.
Yeah. Yes.
Hope
Yes.
you
Yes.
can able to see my screen, right?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay. So before we starting, so just what we gonna cover today, okay? For this the entire workshop, this were completely the basics levels. So it's a beginner level workshop we are gonna conduct. So I will cover basic spots. If time permits, I will give you demo of the each topics, how it is currently functioning, some implementing some use cases using Python language. Okay. So the next one is, okay, the background which we already given about me. So first, what is AI? So where the AI is evolved from? Okay. So AI is simulating a system like a human. Right? We are feeding something, the background data. Based on that data, we are querying something out of it. So by using AI tools, we can automate, we can develop something. So that is what the AI is all about for the beginning levels, right? So we will gonna take the deep understanding of the each concepts. Then we will give you some the flow, how it is works, all about this AI. So the introductions of AI. So maybe you all aware of the basics, how the AI is about. So I have given just elaborating a little bit what we are working on this AI part so far. So it's just maybe you can recall it everything once again. So what's the definition of AI first? So AI just simulates a human intelligence in machine programmed to think and learn automatically, right? So it is just human brains. How human brains, first we are getting some knowledge, right, from the childhood. Then we are from that knowledge we are just handling stuffs, works, some other task, some heatings, the orbits, everything that comes from our parents, right? The similar way AI also having the knowledge base. Okay, that knowledge base will give you the context. Based on that context, then the response will be given for as per your query. Okay, what is the core capability of the AI? Okay, it is a neural network to understand some patterns, then at, and recognizing, then taking decision to solve your problems or the queries. So this is the core capabilities which AI will handle it. Okay, so in that AI techniques, there is a rule. Okay, what techniques we are using in that AI side? So there is a rule based techniques. We need to set it up rule. For example, what is your name means you need to answer that query, right? My name is. So this kind of rule we need to set it up. Based on that, then it will answer your query, because we have the knowledge base before, right? We need to feed the billions of parameters. That parameters will work as a neural network. From that neural network it will match your query with a relevant response. So what is the goal of the artificial intelligence here? So through artificial intelligence we are doing automations. It is adapting and changing the environments. We can do lot of stuffs nowadays. We can see the all the industries, those who are working, right, they all implementing the AI functionalities in their work cultures. So we will move to the types of AI. Okay, there is a three types. One is narrow AI defined. So it is like one to one relationship. We can query and we will get some response out. It is specifically designed for task, the face recognition, the language translation. For example, if you are giving the face, okay, if you have the knowledge base already for 10 similar faces, then it will give the this person is, this image is related to this person. For example, we already seen in the Google Photos, right? All the Google Photos will be grouped based on your face, right? Maybe you already seen in that Google Photos. There is a machine learning concept they used to group your photos. The another use case is the translation. For example, the English to Tamil or Tamil to some other Hindi. What are the language translation you need to do? That also we can do. That's a one-to-one. This keyword contains this value only. That's a one-to-one relationship. Then the next one is general capabilities. Okay, to the general capabilities, it understands and apply the knowledge across many tasks. The similar human intelligence. How we brain is functioning, the similar way it will do. That the third one is the super intelligence. The super intelligence is currently we are evolving right now using agents, MCP, there are a lot of LLMs. This all come into the super intelligence concept. Okay, this will do lot of other steps other than human the knowledge. Okay, it has the billions of parameters in the background, so it will work as a neural network as it is the LLM. It's developed, right? So for example, ChatGPT or Perplexity, the Gemini, these are the LLMs which we currently evolving day by day. The next one is, what is machine learning, what is deep learning? The machine learning is the it's having some algorithm to recognize the data patterns to make a predictions out of the explicit programmings. Okay, we have some data. From that data, we need to do some predictions. So it will explicitly answer your queries. The deep learnings will works in multi layers. So here the layer will be a first level, the second level, third level. It act as a neural network. So first level, it will check, for example, for if you are working with some, you take any textbook, the textbooks having some index, right? First the lesson will be there. Within that lesson, there may be a topic. The topic will contain subtopics. Okay. Then the subtopics contains paragraphs and the list of things will be there. Though similar way, the deep learning correct will act in that such a way. It will act as a neural network. It will go into the deeper level, step by step. Then next, the application differences. What is the difference between these two? Which one will use in which scenarios? The ML is suits for regression and classification related use cases. When it comes to the deep learning, it excels the image generation, speech recognition, text generations. There are a lot of stuff. Currently, we are working in the LLM side, right? The LLM side will, in the background, it is working as a deep learning concepts only. I'm just moving back. Sorry, moving it from maybe past. You can just let me know. You need to be slower than or need to be speed of. If any queries, you just let me know. I will just stop and clarify it as it is when it is you have that queries. Okay. So where these AIs are using. So nowadays the AI is in all the industries, not only the specific industry. Most of the industries having the AI functionalities they integrated with the solutions. For example, the healthcare. AI is enhance the diagnostics and is personalized medicines and robotic surgery as well. Nowadays, it's a lot of improvements are going in day by day in the healthcare industry. So the drug predict that we want to just to go and search what drugs is for helpful for this particular disease. Okay. So what it will do, it will search, it will give the results. It will give the actual step by step process as well. But it is not recommended for healthcare. We can directly go on. Anyway, we need to take it doctor consultations. But it is possible. It is giving a lot of things. In finance, there is a lot of algorithms are using for the analysis of the market. For example, if you want to do something in stock market, okay, in the stock market, which stock is going to help you in the future? It will search in the background of the neural network. It will assess the background of the company and what is that last previous years of data, previous years data. So what is their how much their revenue they received, what is the investment they received from multiple sources. Those parameters will be added into the context of this query. Then it will give the relevant answer to you. Then in AI in education, so it enables the person's learning experience and automate the guiding system for students. This is the where we need to be in that because you all are professors, right? So you can see the lot of AI syllabus are missing in our current education system. Maybe in upcoming years it may will get added. So in that our policies we need to be added in AI because in IT industry you know that it is lot of changes are made in last 2 years. So that kind of syllabus also need to be added when the students are coming into industry. They also need to know this background, what is actually doing in that industry levels. The AI is lot of transformations. It is you will see in that feature. Maybe I will give you how the AI is actually functioning once you get into that. Then the transportation and entertainments. So in transportation and entertainment, there's a lot of AI implementation are there. You can see the Google Maps, right? Wherever you go, you just use Google Maps. It will give all the assistance, the nearby restaurants, nearby hotels. It's nearby what is the what you can say, what is the tourist place are there, lot of suggestions are giving, right? This all is built on top of AI only. In entertainment, you can see the lot of streaming apps, right? In YouTube or any Spotify, they all giving all the recommendations, how the recommendations are functioning in the background based on your previous data only. What are the uh, informations you searched in the previous, or what are the information you heard it from that, it will do some patterns. Based on that, the recommendation will be popped up to your account. So this all functioning in the AI background only. So this is just basic of AI. So if you have any queries in that AI site, shall we move to the next topic?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Maybe you can interact with me. That will be
Yeah, that's fine.
good
That
for
should be
me
nice.
too.
Okay.
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 Speaking one side is
Yeah, yeah.
not the. Maybe we can interact little bit. Then I can also get to know whether you are hearing or not.
Mm. We are listening, sir. We are listening.
Okay, no issue. Okay, no issue. Okay. Next topic is the trending technologies in the generative AI. Okay. The next, the AI is going into next level. So the generative AI, what is a generative AI first? Okay. The generative AI is having some model that creates a content by learning from the large data sets. Okay. And it will mimic the structure, it mimic the style and structure as well. Okay. For example, the LLMs is having huge number of data. It's it's not the it's not like 1,000 or 2,000. It is having billions of parameters. So each LLM is built in such a way only. If the parameters is less, then the accuracy of the result will be less. So when you take this ChatGPT has a billions of parameters are involved. So and the Gemini. Nowadays we are not using any browser based search, right? Most of the people we are going into Gen AI tools only. So instead of browsing it, you can directly get an answer. When you go for Google search, we need to go for each and every links to get the respective answer. But when you use the Gen AI tool, it will give the accurate result in one go, right? So where this Gen AI is used, the applications, it is used writing and artwork, the music composition, the code generation, and enabling the creative automations. In IT side, now the Gen AI is on peak. All the industries now they enabling into their customer, their products using Gen AI only. Even our code part is built on Gen AI only. We are not writing any own code right now. You can ask the Gen AI, then Gen AI will provide the code. First, you need to evaluate the response, whether it is giving the correct. That we need to validate as a human, because the system will work based on your the previous context, the data which we have already in the backend. But validating the result, how accurate this result, that's all required human interactions. And the significance of the AI evaluations. It represents a major advancement the following machines to autonomously produce a creative and useful outputs. Okay. Recently, the ChatGPT lost face moppings, right? The face moppings and the way generating emojis and those kind of things. It's keep on evolving in day by day, right? Using LLMs, they're giving the lot of context. First, they started with the text generations. Then they started with the image generations. Now, even videos also we can able to generate. If you're giving some scenarios, I need to generate an animated video for that, then LLM will generate it. That also possible, right? So these kind of implementations just keep on evolving in day by day using generative AI tools. This generative AI will works based on your inputs, then act as a human. It act as a human. Any query on this? What is Gen AI? Okay, the technologies behind the Gen AI, how the Gen AI is built up. Okay, first one is the transformer. The transformer, what it will do now, it will transform the sequential data effectively to save the foundations in advanced language models. So the transformer, what it will do now, it will collect n number of data, the billions of data, that will put it in a sequential data. What it will, the sequential data, it will collect everything, it'll segregate it, then it will place in the respective context with the respective index. That index, whenever you are calling it, then it will fetch the relevant informations. Then the generative adversarial network. Okay, the generative adversarial network is computing neural networks and generators. Okay, the third one is discriminator. What it will, sometimes it will hallucinate. Okay, how will handle that hallucinations. So in that hallucinations, we need to pass the different kind of prompt. Okay, prompt means we need to refine the query. If the result is not as realistic, then you need to modify your asking methodology. Maybe the LLM is not tuned as you asked. Maybe LLM is in different. So we need to tune the prompt, then you will get the realistic output. The deficient model. The second one is deficient model. The deficient model generates the data receiving noise additions. This is what we are talking about, right? It is giving some unnecessary data. In that case, what we need to do, we need to add some roles. You need to act as this. Then you need to generate this kind of. For example, if you are a professor, okay, you are taking a class. So this kind of input, you act as a professor, you need to cover this topic and provide me the context. If you're asking in such a way, it will act as a professor. If LLM act as a professor, then what will be the professor will deliver the same thing LLM will produce. So we need to give some input. It will act. What kind of input need to be added? That based on that, that LLM will act and it will give the quality of the high quality of the results. It will not hallucinate. Where this Gen AI is used, what are the tools you already have a repeat? Wonder what kind of tools we are using right now. Okay, you already we already most of the tools we know that ChatGPT, right? And that ChatGPT, what it will do, it will generate text. Okay, now the ChatGPT is actually evolved. First, they started only text, then they added into image generations. Now it is having a lot of stuffs other than that text generations. The Delhi is just image generations. The contextual descriptions need to be added, then it will expand the creative possibilities for the users. What it will do, it will animate based on your input. It will generate is images and it will do the animations as well right now. Next one is the video generations. This is a Sora is a AI tool that will be used to transform your text prompt into video content, and it will enable dynamic video creations as well. Nowadays, most of the entertainment industry, they are using AI to make more graphical interfaces, graphical stuffs, the graphics things. Even you can ask if you want to add this. Here you can see one robot. This robot need to be changed into golden color instead of this blue color. If you pass this image and give this instruction to ChatGPT, then what it will do? This image will be replaced with golden color. Okay, then it will produce as per your requirement. So this kind of things will be handled through the Swara. Then next one is creative tools by Runaway. Runaway LLM is another one that will offers the tools for artists to design and creatively evolving your art. If you want to draw something or if you want to make a animated one, right? So for that we are using the Runaway ML. These are the tools which we have popular, the people are using already. The most of the things it is covered in open AI. These are the open source. Other than this, we have a lot of other models that also in the market right now. So the applications of GenAI. The applications of GenAI is where this all is used. One is the text generation, the image creation, then the music composition, then video generations. Most of the areas we are using GenAI, that is mostly more effective, and it is helpful for the users to uh, make more productivity. In IT, we are using GenAI to make the all kind of SDLC process or STLC process, the software development life cycle, right? For example, if you want to analyze the requirement, okay, from that requirement I need to convert into a user story epics. From that epic story I need to generate a code. Okay, from that code I need to write a unit test case whether the code is properly working or not. That kind of unit test cases need to be added. Then once the unit test case is added, then you need to add the functional test. Okay, whether the given code is properly functioning or not. It will test in different scenarios, positive, negative, on the edge cases. What kind of scenarios need to be tested? That all will be tested through GenAI. So, so this is what the GenAI is capable of doing all the steps right now. Okay, there is a ethical considerations. Whenever you are using GenAI tools, okay, you need to follow some rules and regulations as per your company standard, as well as there is a standard of each LLM side as well. Each LLM side also that they need to follow some ethics. Okay, the first one is bias AI content. Okay, the model trained on biased data can produce some harmful than a story result, right? It's generating some stories. That story should not affect others, as well as it should not be harmful for any humans or the environments that we are doing. So it should be carefully developed in such a way. The next one is misinformation risk. Okay, I told you, right, when you're going for some drug search, right, drugs or some medicines in AI, right, it will give the response, but that response should not make any risk for that humans. Okay, that all need to be considered while we are using GenAI, as well as while we are developing a GenAI or LLMs. This all need to be considered. Based on that, the parameters need to be properly handled while we are generating a use case, or while we are generating a LLM related scenarios, LLM based scenarios. This all need to be considered. Then the third one is copyrights. It should not copy any that licensed related informations. Okay, all the open source data only will be used for making a AI works. That only will be used while we generating that billions of parameters, right? The parameters will be used to open source data only. It is not any licensed one. If it is licensed, then we need to get a proper approval of that particular knowledge base. Then only that data will be used. Then the third one is privacy. Training a model with the sensitive data poses a significant privacy risk, right? That must be carefully managed. Okay, whenever you're having some data, for example, you are just trying some uh, medical related informations in a GPT. That data should not be exposed to anyone else, right? If it is exposed to someone, that is a risk, right? So that should not be happened. So each and every data keep maintained as a sensitive data. Some open source data we can put it as per that company standard, and as per the particular individuals wishes, that can be shared. But when we work with that LLMs and the GenAI solutions, these all need to be considered as a ethical considerations. Okay. Shall I move next? So what I covered will go for some basics demo. Okay. So here I'm using Python as a programming language. I'm not sure whether how many of you know the Python background. Maybe I can give a walkthrough of it. Okay, this is actually, maybe you know, this is a Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is the editor. Okay, here I'm having the Jupyter Notebook. These files are Jupyter Notebook files. Here I can just integrate any languages as a kernel. Okay, there I can pick it up. For this is a kernel setup. You can see this is my environment which I created. This is a Python version, which Python version I'm using. Maybe I'm covering basic things. Okay, so here you can see the LLM tutorials related stuff. What I covered in that slides, you can see everything. Yes, what is a AI? What is the type of things? What is a generative AI? And what is the LLMs? Okay, what is the type of LLM? The popular LLMs. This all stuff I have given here. And the next step is the RAG implementations. Maybe I will cover it bit later. How the RAGs is functioning. Okay. For simple text generations, I will give you the walkthrough. Okay, you can see here, this is the required packages. Okay, you need to install these packages. This I'm using open source, the OpenAI as a LLM. This LLM, we need to get a API key. Whenever you are using some LLM, there is a services. Okay, we need to enable that service, then they will provide some API key. That API key will be used when you are querying something. So here, this is the package. This is a Python package. It is calling OpenAI. Then OpenAI, you are setting the OpenAI key into your environment. Okay. Then this is the response. The response we are receiving from OpenAI. This is the chat completions. These chat completions are having the create method. This method will be called this model. This is the ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo. This is the model name. Then what is the response we will receive? Okay, this is the response format. Here we are assigning role, okay, to the LLM. That role is user. These users will have some query. This is the content. Okay, we are passing some content. What is the content? Is that explain the difference between Gen A and the difference between AI and Gen A. Okay, this is my query. Based on this, it will call the LLM, then it will get the response. Okay, then the response is coming in this way. The response, within the response, we have choices. In the choices, the message content will be there. That will be printed as a your response in the final. Okay, is any doubt in this? This is a simple one. Maybe I will execute and show you. There I don't have the credentials. Okay, here I have the credentials maybe. So you can see it, right? Here I have some credentials. This is my URL. This is my model name. These credentials need to be configured at the beginnings. If you don't have any packages, you need to install it first. Okay, because I already created an environment. Within that environment, I created this file. If you don't have, then you need to run this command. This command, what it will do, it will install all the required packages. So once your package is installed, then you can run this command. This is my first level code. Clicking this, okay, it is running, it is success, the code has been executed. Then you can see the basic prompting. Okay, the prompt engineering I will cover it. Maybe I will take it through code. Okay, here I have installed the required packages. Now this is the Azure OpenAI package. Okay, through this Azure OpenAI package only I'm configuring my credentials. These credentials which I have already. Okay, this is the API key. This is the which versions I'm gonna use. What is the model name? This is the model name. Okay, here you can see response, client chat completions, what we had in the previous one, right? Here you can see this is my query. Write about start story about AI in healthcare. Okay, this is my query. Okay, if I click this, it is calling LLM. It will get a response. Then this is the story about this. What is the query we asked? You can see in the world of where the technology has advanced. This is the informations what we request. We asked write a short story about this AI in healthcare. So it is fetching some informations which is available in that model. So this is our the basics. Okay. Have any queries?
Participants, any queries? You can put it in the chat box.
Yeah, maybe you can put it in chat box as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I can answer your queries in the mid, or if you can answer in the last as well.
Maybe at last they will be answering questions.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will be back to slide. Okay. So you can see here we come into the main topics. What is LLM? That which one I covered is just basic of AI stuffs. Then how the AI is evolved into LLM. So the core concept what we gonna cover this session is this the LLMs, right? The first sessions. So what is LLM first? So LLM is the deep learning model trained a large set text data set that understand and generate human languages. Okay, this is what we mentioned in that the deep learning concept, right? It is using deep learning models because the deep learning is trained with huge number of data. That data, it may be a previous data, or if you want to add this current affairs data, that data also searched through the tools. The recent the implementations what we are trying out now, it will fetch the current affairs data as well. But the LLM which we have built previously, that don't have the context, that the real time context. The LLM is build some set of data. That data, whenever they feed it into the LLM, the training model, up to that only it will give the response. For example, that I used Turbo 3.5, right? GPT Turbo 3.5. It is the version you can see the model, the version you can. This is the version. Okay. This up to which date it has the context. Okay. Here 2025 Jan 1st. After that, if you want to query something, okay, what is happened in that last Trump meeting, it won't give the response because it don't have the context, because it is recent, it recently happened. If you want to get that details, that data need to be fed into LLM. Then only the LLM will give the data, the relevant data. So whenever this LLM is created, you will query within that time frame only. Then the next one is the transformer architecture. Okay, the transformer architecture is built on the neural networks. Okay, the LLMs are used the architecture to produce the coherent and the contextually relevant output, text input. What it will do, it will just, here we are giving large number of text data only. If you are giving large number of image data, then it will work as a image recognition. What kind of input data we are feeding into LLM, accordingly it acts. Then the versatile language task. What it will do, it will, what kind of language you are just tuning in your prompts, the prompts in the more LLMs, it works only that particular languages. For example, you are training, the model is happening through English. Okay. If you want to get Chinese, in Chinese, what it will do? It can't able to produce because the data is matching with the English keyword only. It's not related to your other languages. Now the current, the LLM models are, it can easily convert your language into one language into another language. That kind of capabilities we already implemented in multiple LLMs. For example, if you go for perplexity, okay, the perplexity which is currently trending, right? If you want to query in Tanglish, okay, that will give you in Tamil. The final response you will get it in Tamil. How it will get to know? Because you asked in English. It is converting your English into other languages, then it is searching. The another way is, it is just generating your output in that English, then it's converting and it's showcasing into the language which we preferred. So that kind of transformations is already available in. So generally what it will do, the abilities, it's very strong generation across multiple tasks. Its LLM is very powerful tool with the neural language processing. It's a powerful tool, absolutely. So nowadays the LLM is very powerful than the search engines. Nobody's are using Google search right now, right? They're mostly using the LLMs. So the search engines will definitely will go for depreciated in upcoming 1 or 2 years. So all the search engines will go away. All the AI tools only will, AI tools and the LLMs, these stuffs only gonna evolve in the future. So the examples of LLMs. So you can see the key examples is GPT-4, which one we already know. This is the Cloudy, Anthropic Cloudy. The another one is Google LLM is the Gemini. The third one is Llama. Llama is given by Meta. The Facebook is there, right? The Meta is having their own LLM. This Meta LLM is an open source one. The Meta as well as this Cloudy, Anthropic Cloudy. These two LLMs are available in as an open source. You can download it and you can set it up in your own environment. And the third one is the core functions. The core functions you can see. The model excels the language, understanding the generations and applications like chatbots and the content creation. This is what we are using, right? It can be used for any translations, or it can be used for a generation some text, or it is creating some images. These are the core functionalities. Currently, it's evolving in that LLM models. Where we are using is, it helps to select the best model in the search and the virtual assistants and more. Now we are seeing all the banking applications having their own bot, right? To addressing their FAQs, right? Which is already predefined things are there. Then we can feed that document into LLM. That LLM, that queries will be handled through this AI bot. We no need to, the human interaction not required. Most of the banking applications are now using bot to address their queries. Even it is applicable for all the other organizations level as well. If HR related documents, you want to see some policies, even HR or the financial related, everything, all the organization level documents will be fed into a bot. Then the query will be handled through the bot. So these kind of stuffs are already in place. Most of the things are already in the market that they are already using it. This all on built top of the LLMs only in the background. First it is taught on the basics, then we'll get into how these functionalities are working. That also I will give you some the actual functionality in the Python demo. So what are the capabilities of LLMs, right? What it can do? So as we discussed in the previous, what is the machine learning and that the Gen AI is doing, right? The same thing. It can be used for document summarizations. It can be used for any other translations. You can see the multi-language translations, right? It can be converted from one language into another language. This is very helpful when it comes to the IT. Okay, even we can convert a one programming language into another programming language. For example, you have some code in Java. That code need to be converted into Python. That is can be doable through LLM. Even you can handle this Java structure is different, Python structure is different. Java is object oriented structure, but Python is a scripting language. This structure also entirely different. But even though it can able to understand the functionality, that functionality will be converted into context, then the context will be passed into the LLM to create the Python specific functionalities. This is what it's converting your query into different parts. Then it is generating as per our the input what we required. The third one is the contextual query answering. This is what we talked about, right? All the chatbots will work on this contextual question and answering part only. The third, this is the code generations. You can see all the software development, the programming task. It's all now using the Gen AI tools and the LLMs to work with that code generation part, and as well as the conversion of one technology into another technology. And you want to convert Python 17 into Python 21, sorry, Java 17 into Java 21. This is the same language, but there may be a changes in between, right? Each version's having some development things. That also can be handled through LLMs. Even it can suggest if you have some issue in our existing code, you can give this query, review this code and provide me the description of this code. Is anything need to be improvised? It can do. That kind of capability is now it's evolving in our IT industry and other technologies, other tech stocks as well. Then, and what are the limitations of the LLMs? We are talking about what can it will, what are the things it can do, but there is a limitations. It can't do everything. We can give the accuracy as of now 30 to 70 percentage. Some cases it's giving 90 to 95 percentage, but all the IT industries, so they're giving the accuracy of the LLM is 30 to 70 percentage. It varies based on our use case what you're trying. So this one is the bias and hallucinations. This is the big issue. Okay, what it is doing now, if the query is not relevant to your the actual expected stuff, then what it will do, it will search the similarity of that query. It will give unnecessary answers. The output should not be as expected. because there is a configurations in our LLMs, the temperature and probability top. Okay, these two parameters will change your results. If the temperature is really less, then what the LLM will do now, it will fetch the only the relevant informations. If the temperature is high, it will give you some creative informations. It will generate its own and it will give you the elaborative informations of it as per your query. The second one is dependencies of training data. As I mentioned earlier, the LLM is created by using the data which we already have, right? If the data is low, then the accuracy of the result will be definitely low. What the amount of data you are giving to LLM, based on that only the context will be created. Then it will give the neural networks. That neural networks, it will map the accurate results. If the context is very less, then it will fetch only those informations which will not give the detailed one. Okay. Then there is a privacy concern as well. Whenever you are training some sensitive data, that raises some privacy issues, right? Recently we've seen a lot of issues while doing that image generations. The image is just mopping, right, one image into another person's. They spread it out in social medias. That lot of cases are there, right? These all the limitations which these all need to be handled. And the another one is the implementation cost. Okay, whenever you want to implement some LLM in your own environment, it needs very huge the system capabilities, the GPUs, the CPUs. It's high cost. So these are the limitations. Other than this, there is a token as well. Each LLM having the token limitations. For example, if you go for GPT-4o, it has 1,28,000 token. We can't give more context other than this. Within these, the token limit only it should give the response. If you are giving entire document, the document contains 100, 200 pages. Okay. If the token limit is exceeded, then it will skip your response within that limit. This also another concern here. It is all dependent to your token use. How much input token it will consider, how much output token it will consider. This all dependent in that LLMs. Okay. The model what they trained. Some models it having 2 lakhs up to 2 lakhs tokens. For example, the recent GPT-5 is there, right? 5.1. That will work up to 2 lakhs token. In Gemini Pro as well, Gemini Pro Flash 2.5. That also will work as a 2 lakhs tokens. So these are the limitations which we have in that LLM sites. Okay. The next concept is RAG. The RAG is similar to LLM only, but it will be act as the local setups. We no need to deploy. If LLM is need to be deployed in any GPU machines, right? Then only it can handle lot of the trained data and the test data. But when it's come to the retrieval augmented generations, what it will do, it will create the similar, the minimal LLM concept within your local setups or within the environment. That can be used your documents. Based on that documents, what it will do now, it will give the response. So that is the just background of the RAG. Okay. The enhancing language models, the RAG integrates the external knowledge sources and improves the relevance and the accuracy of the language. For example, If you want to get a response from ChatGPT that is related to your organization, okay, what you need to do, you need to give your organization related information as a RAG document. Then you can query it. Then it will give the only your organization specific answers. It will not hallucinate. It will not search in the existing the datas. Because we implemented this RAG, we fed some documents that is related to your organizations. So if you're querying related to your organizations, then that will be easily answered. This concept will definitely help you when you go for the textbook. Okay. If you have the textbook, that textbook, if you made to RAG, for example, you have some language, Python or any Java language, any textbook that is in a PDF format. Okay. Reading that entire document, the entire book, and getting some answer is a huge one, right? When you fed this document into a RAG, then you can just query. It will give the actual response from the document. That will be very fast. Instead of you reading the entire document and getting the particular answer for that query, if you are using this RAG mechanisms, then you can easily get the query within a fraction of seconds. What is contained within this textbook. The next one is the combining retrieval and the generations. Okay, the RAG is having two concepts. One is retrieval, another one is adding a document into the embedded things. It need to be converted into a chunk. That chunk will be embedded into any one of the database. For example, the chunking, for example, we are using a ChromaDB. ChromaDB is a vectorized database. It has index, and that index will be segregated into key and parents. Okay. Based on your documents, it will create in a chunk. That chunk will be used whenever you are retrieving data from the track. It will split the entire bulk data into piece of data. Whenever you are querying that, it will check the piece of data only, whether it is mapping this chunk or this chunk or this chunk. The chunking is matched, then it will give the response on as per your the query what we asked in that particular. Okay, this is what we mentioned, right? The RAG application, where this RAG application is utilized. So RAG is ideally is using for question and answering related stuffs. Okay, most of the chatbots is functioning in the RAG concept only. Clear up the RAG. Okay, what is the importance of RAG? Why we need a RAG? So these questions may come, right? So the one is addressing knowledge limitations. Okay, we have the minimal knowledge. That knowledge will keep on evolving day by day. Okay, we can't tune the models or we can't tune the LLM with that documents, right? If you implementing this RAG, you can keep on updating your document in the back end. Then the front end, it's automatically reflecting it. You don't need to change anything. The logic is same, but the document is adding the relevant content day by day. Then the RAG functionality will be used while they querying with the new informations. For example, in our the recent things is implemented, right? The GST. Okay, the GST related informations, it's already there. If you want to see the latest GST for buying a car or buying a bike, okay, before it was a 28%, now it is a 18%. Okay, these data are recently updated. Okay, so how we will get to know? It should not give this 28%. That's a old record. That's an outdated one. Okay, now we need to get the latest data, means the data need to be fed into the backend. What is the updated version of the data? That data will be used when the people are querying it. Then it will reduce the hallucinations, because if you don't have the actual context, actual document, actual informations, it will search in internet, or it will search with the billions of parameters which we already fed into LLM. If you are doing a RAG, then the RAG will be handled when the user query is coming. It will search first in the RAG, then it will minimize the incorrect and misleading informations. So if the RAG means it is giving the extra context for your actual queries, then it will get the relevant informations from that RAG. The third one is enhancing personalizations. RAG enables the context aware, the tailored interactive by using the context aligned with the user queries. Okay. It will just append your queries with the relevant context which is available in that RAG. So the accuracy of the result will be high when we are using a RAG. Then how the RAG is works is what we already had this one. So one is the retrieval step, the second is a generation step, then third one is workflow. Okay. So the retrieval means it is searching the knowledge base. What documents we made it as a chunk, that chunk will be stored in some databases or some libraries, wherever. So we are storing it in some storages. So based on your queries, it will search in the knowledge base and collecting the relevant informations. This is called the retrieval steps. Then the generation step. Based on these retrieved informations, you need to feed this information into LLM. Okay, then it will add your query and retrieve the document, the coherent of the informations in the response. It will add the response data related to your RAG informations. Okay, the third one is the workflow. The RAG combines both. Okay, both retrieval and the generation to generate the accurate contextual relevant content. So how these flows are there, we'll see in the next. Okay, what is the architecture of the RAG? The same component only, the retrieval component, the generator component, and the knowledge bases. Okay, these are the main components that will be used while we implementing the RAG. Okay, the retriever will fetch the relevant information from the document what we embedded into the chunk. The generator, it use the retrieved informations and it is passed to the LLM. Okay, LLM model, then it will synthesize the response and combining your the query. It is related to your chunking, and that chunking will be utilized when we querying, then the relevant information will be fetched out. Then third one is the knowledge base, where we are storing our data. The data is a structured data or unstructured data, or maybe an image. What are the data? Even you can store your audios. You know the Spotify and that what is a Geo7. This is the streaming application, the music streamings. They all using the RAG only. Using that RAG only, they are embedding everything into one database. There we are retrieving it. All while we are seeing one particular journey of the songs, right? Then it will give the suggestions. This is you already heard that. Then this is your suggestions. So these all concepts which is running in the background is a RAG and that LLM and that the neural networks. It is just giving suggestions based on you what you had already. Okay, this is the actual flow how the RAG system is implementing. Okay, first one, this is the user. You consider as a step one as a user. User want to get some informations. Okay, they're giving query to system. In that system, there is a two step. Either it directly go to LLM and get it a response, or else it will go to that RAG. You can see here the search relevant informations, right? This search information is coming from the RAG database. You can see this is the knowledge base. You can feed anything here, the documents or some text, or you can feed some repository. For example, in IT, we are following Git repo, right? The Git repo, we can, the code, entire code, you can put it into a project that will be converted into the RAG. Whenever you coming into a project, this functionality where it is implemented. If you ask some query, where this code, where these files are placed, so that all will be retrieved from this RAG. Then that response will be passed into LLM. Then the final result will be added into your user queries. Is this clear on this? Hope it works fine. So most of the LLM concepts is functioning the RAG and LLM is similar only. This LLM also will work in such a way. Okay. First, we are putting the a large number of data sets, right? The data sets we are well training data and the tuning data, and all the data sets will be placed here. Then the data set is, whenever you are querying, the data set will be passed into neural network. That neural network, what it is doing, it is searching the relevant informations what we had in that the matching keywords. Then the keywords will be segregated into some sections. Then the sections will be split into some subsections. Then the subsection is matching to the respective text or not. If the text is matched, then it will give the final response. This is the same flow only handled in a LLM creations as well. Okay. So where these RAGs are mostly using. So one is the customer support, what I mentioned earlier. So RAG is mostly using for chatbot related. It will give the accurate and timely response using the product. The manuals, you can see some, you can add some product manuals or some software manuals. You want to ask some queries out on the top of it, or if you want to get some relevant informations of the product, then you can add those informations, the user manual, that functionality document, the requirement document, everything you can give it as a RAG. Then you can query. That query will be handled through the FAQs. Maybe the users, they need to get the relevant information about the product, then they can get it. Then the second use case is legal and medical assistance. Okay. If you want to know some laws, which law is applicable for which case. So if you feed these law informations or law books into a RAG, then you can cushion it. You can just ask for this kind of scenarios, which law is applicable. This is applicable for even students as well. Okay, they fed this RAG into the simple, that's a simple textbook into RAG mechanisms. Then they can querying these concepts. I need to understand more. Then what it will do, it will fetch the only the particular sections informations instead of you going through in the entire book. So the next one is the enterprise knowledge assistance. Okay, the enterprise RAGs assistance provides the efficient access to the internal documents. For example, all organizations related informations, or if you want to implement university specific informations, that all will be handled through the RAG. If you have all the informations in a document, that document you can convert into RAG. Then you can query it instead of you going through the entire things. It's manually. So that can be possible using the RAG. The third one is academic research support. Okay, there is a lot of papers. Okay, if you want to get the relevant informations out of it, the research purpose, which concept is involved in which paper and which title. This all can be handled using the RAG implementations. So the next topic is prompt engineering. This is the key topics in when you come to the LLMs and Gen AI. So what kind of prompt or query you are asking to LLM, your response will be as per your the questions what you made it up or how you build that query. Based on that only the response will be received from LLMs. Okay. What is the purpose of prompt engineering here? Why we need a prompt engineering? I think it's a big topic actually. So prompt engineering guides the language model to generate the relevant and accurate response for a various task, because LLM has the billions of parameters. How it will bring the accurate results from that. Okay, who's the president of India? Okay, this is my query. In LLM, this data is available in billions of data. From that billions of data, it need to fetch the particular name, right? How this will be handled. So instead of, if example, who is the president? If you ask who's the president, then the LLM will don't have the enough context, right? Who's the president for which country or which region? What kind of the organizations? Maybe the president of a so particular field. That all need to be added. Okay, and what are the techniques that used to get a good results? Okay, one is using an example. Okay, you need to give some use cases that need to be followed these structures. For example, in code generations, there is some coding guidelines. Okay, whenever you're generating code, that need to be added with your the format, the guidelines what we followed in a project structures, what we followed in a organization structure. So that kind of examples we need to feed. Then the context. Okay, what the actual context? For example, your query should be clearly defined. If you're any English language is there, right? Even the single keyword will hallucinate your entire response. So whenever you are defining some prompt, that should be more clear, and that need to be used and specified the desired output as well. For example, I need to write a code. Okay, that code need to be created in class. Within that class, I need to put some methods. Within that methods, I need to declare an object. Okay, this is the structure. If you want to output in such a structure, you need to define this, the format. This is what I need. For example, some cases I need to get a response in JSON format. Sometimes I need a output in CSV format or Excel format or PDF format or text format. What kind of output you want, that also need to be clearly mentioned in your prompt. Then the importance of AI practitioner. So the effective prompt engineering, the maximize the large language model, utilize the practical applications. Okay, whenever you are just playing with the prompt, so your prompt should be more effective to get a maximum results of the LLMs. So the prompt should be played major role whenever you are using LLMs or any LLM models. The prompt engineering is a key concept. Even these IT industries, lot of people are hiring prompt engineer nowadays, because the model is already defined. So all the LLMs they are using, they don't know how to utilize the prompt properly to get an accurate result. That is a big issue right now, because the LLM is there. If you don't know how to ask, then you're using LLM is completely waste, right? It can give the response, but if you don't know how to use it, so that's the one main key functionalities it's involved in the right in that IT industry right now. This prompt engineer role is currently in peak. Most of the companies are hiring prompt engineers. Even if we don't want to know any technical background to get a prompt engineer, if you know pure English, okay, if you know about the storytelling, okay, how to build a the relevant content of the particular query, so you have these opportunities to build a prompt engineer to get into the IT. Even you don't want any degree, engineering degree or any other stuffs. Okay, so what is the type of prompt engineering here? Okay, there is a multiple types of prompt engineering are there. So you can see first one is the zero shot prompting. Okay, there is no example provided. You are just asking some query into it to perform some task. Most of the peoples we are following the first type of prompting only. Even 80 to 90% people are using only first type prompt, zero shot prompting only. The second one is few shot prompting. What it will do now, you need to provide some examples to give some guidance to the model how it need to be behaved. For example, this is my query. This query having this kind of backgrounds. This background is involved in this kind of scenarios. If you are giving these kind of examples, then it will give the more relevant informations. Then the third one is chain of thoughts. The chain of thoughts is a step-by-step processing. For example, if you want to do SDLC process, software development life cycle, what is the first step? It will collect the requirements, then analyze, then it will create a code. Once code is created, the unit test, then the functional test, then the documentations, then the delivery, then the support. So these steps need to be followed one by one. So you need to provide a chain of thoughts. First step is completed, then only the next step will be started. Right? If you go for software development, if you don't know how to analyze the document, then what is the purpose of developing a code? It's completely waste, right? If you failed in the first step, then going to next step is useless. So this kind of chain of thoughts prompting also involved when you're using LLMs. The fourth one is react. We are giving some reasoning and action items. Okay, this is called react, reasoning and acting. So for example, you are using tools and APIs. Okay, some tools need to be called, that tools will perform this kind of actions. Nowadays most of the Gen AI solutions are moved into agentic. So in agentic they have multiple tools. That tool will be used for performing some actions. That the fifth one is self as prompting. Okay, this what it will do, the model generates the subsequent questions automatically. It thinks its own, this is what your next question, or this is the questions need to be asked before you solving this problem. Okay, this will be used in a complex queries. If you want to bring some problematic related one, right? So if you want to complete these steps, what I need to do? Okay, then that query will be added into your prompt. Then it will fetch the relevant informations. Then it will go to the next step. The LLM itself, it will think this is need to be asked. How the human is asking, right? How the human is thinking. The similar way LLM will think, if you want to complete this step, what I need to do and what information I need to collect and where I need to fetch these informations. So these kind of self-ask prompting also will be handled. Then the tree of thought. Okay, what it will do now? What it will create a multiple tree concepts. Okay, it will segregate your task into tree format. It will splitting your multiple reasoning into simple paths, and it will take a decision accordingly, whether it is related to this one or related to this one or related to this one. So this is another type of promptings. Okay, can we go for demo or can we take a break?
Sir, we can take a break.
Okay.
Like, yeah, maybe 15 minutes we can take a break. By 7:40
Okay.
we can start again. Yeah.
Okay, sure, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the
Maybe
session. Yeah.
we'll connect. Yeah, we will
Yes.
connect after this break. Then
Yes.
we'll take it up demo. Then I will cover those the
Okay.
agentic is next topic in the
Fine,
next
sir.
session.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thanks for time.
Dear participants, I welcome you all for the session 8 of the 6-day online ATAL FDP. Murugavel sir will be having a more hands-on session in the Agentic AI and LLM in this session. Okay. I welcome sir again for this session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So actually, so everyone joined. Maybe they will join in a bit later as well. May continue, right?
We can continue. We can continue.
Okay, sure, sir. Thank you.
Actually, we are recording and we'll be sharing the video to them also. So
Okay, okay,
they
fine.
can pick it
That's
up.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, sir. So we'll go for slide then. So this second demos, we will go for the demo, then we'll go for agentic AI. Okay, what we left in the previous session. So I will cover that demo part. We covered all the theoretical part the before, but we not yet cover that demo part, right? So once it is done, I will take it up with generative AI, sorry, agentic AI side. So hope you can able to see my screen. I'm not yet shared. Maybe give me a second. Hope it is visible. So can you please confirm? Is my screen is visible to everyone?
So screen is not visible.
It's not visible.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Maybe I will reshare it. What about now?
Uh, what is happening is
So
oh
anyone
no,
else, can you please confirm? I
no,
actually
no.
shared my screen.
Actually, the window is not the proper window, sir. Actually, it's not the PPT window.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Now it's fine, sir. Yeah.
You can able to see my screen, right? Okay.
Yes, yes,
That
yes,
means
yes, yes.
okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks for confirmation. So in that first session demo, we not yet covered fully. So I will take it up to demo. Then we'll take it to second session, the agentic AI part. Agentic AI will be the new topic for everyone, maybe that will give you more insight and how the agents are performing. So in the meantime, I will go to my code. So what we covered the before, only the basic how the LLM is functioning, right? The topic which we covered in the prompt engineering, right? So how the prompt engineerings are working. Okay, you can see the different techniques in the prompt engineering. Okay, the instruction based prompting, the few short prompting, the role based prompting, then chain of thoughts. These are the different prompting techniques we covered in a theoretical part, right? We can see how this is working as a LLM side. Okay, in a practical manner. Okay, you can see the instruction based prompting. Here you are asking some queries. Okay, you can see summarize the following text in one sentence. Okay, this is the summary. Okay, this is the actual data. I need to summarize it into a single sentence, one sentence. Okay, this is my query. So I am posing it to LLM. Okay, it is processed. Okay, you can see artificial intelligence is revolutionizing with various industry by allowing machine to learn from data and make a decision. Okay, this is the simple prompt. We directly asking question and getting a response. And what is the few short prompting? Okay, that few short prompting means we need to give the samples. Okay, we need to give multiple samples, then we are asking something. Okay, I'm not sure how many people you know the French language. Okay, French language. You can see here my query is translate the given English sentence into French. Okay, for English it's a good morning. Okay, in French this is the word. I'm not sure. Okay, this is the word. I'm not a French guy. So this is the translated word. Okay, this is the one example. The second one is thank you means this is the word in French. Okay, then I want answer what is the where is the library. I want to know in French. This is my query. Okay, in French we don't have any response, right? Based on this context, what example be provided to the LLM, then it should answer my question. Okay, this is a few shot. We given few example. If it comes this is the answer. If it comes this is the answer. Based on these samples, my next query would be this. How the LLM is answering for this. Okay, so this is the few shot prompting. So I'm executing it. So this is the answer in French. Where is the library in English? The respective French language word is this. Okay. The next prompt is the role-based prompting. What it will do in the role-based prompting is we need to define a role to LLM. Then it will respond based on your the role if what kind of actions need to be performed. Okay. Here my prompt is you are a helpful assistant. Okay. This is the role. Based on this role, explain the concept of machine learning for a beginner. Okay, if the assistants, for example, you have some assistant to work some works, right? The similar way, we are assigning some roles to agent, then agent will perform some task. So this is the role, this is the query, or this is the task we are giving to LLM. So you can see the result. Okay, based on this role, this is our response. We can see machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence that involves developing algorithm and models that allows the computers to learn from and predictions and the decisions based on the data. So it is giving the descriptions. It is explaining it what is the machine learning at beginner level. Okay, you can see the entire output here. Okay, then the fourth one is chain of thought, right? The chain of thought, what we need to do, we are giving some action and the thoughts. You can see it is actually the chain of thoughts will work more reasoning part. It need to analyze the things and you need to take a decision out of it. So whenever the reasoning part come into picture, so the LLM will take more computations space. So it need to think and it need to act accordingly. So in this prompt, you can see if there are 3 appeals and you have to take away 2. Then how many do you have? Okay, let's think step by step. This is my query. Okay, first we are giving some thoughts, then we are asking some action. Based on that, it need to perform some other task as well. It need to think and it need to act. This is the problems. Okay, as a mathematical problems, it's involved here, right? So we can see the response from LLM, how the LLM is responding into this code. Okay, you can see this is the answer. If there are 3 appeals and you have take 2, you still only have 2 appeals because you have taken 2. You have only 2, and this is the response it is giving. It is thinking based on these queries and it is giving the answer. Hope it is clear how these the different types of promptings will work. So this kind of promptings we need to utilize whenever you are using the GenAI applications or the LLMs. Based on your prompt only, the solutions, the response will be given to you. Okay. The another one is the RAG implementation. Okay. This is the another big topic that everyone should understand how the RAG is functioning. Okay. So this is the similar, or the setups need to be first have to do what are the required packages need to be installed, that all need to be installed. Then here we are configuring the LLM details. So once LLM detail is executed, because this requirement is already installed, I don't need to rerun this command. So straight away I'm getting into loading the LLMs. Okay, once the LLM is loaded, you can see it is success. Then create a simple document to store. Okay, here there is a different type of the RAG mechanisms, right? Either you can read a text MD file or HTML file or PDF file. Based on that, you can perform some actions, right? Then the second method is you are fetching some informations from web. Okay, website. That website data will be passed into LLM. Based on that data, it give you response. Okay, we'll go step by step. Here I'm running this. It having some issue. What is the issue? We don't have this package. So I need to install this package. This is just a debugging. Maybe you also can learn it. This is the command pip install. That particular package need to be installed. Okay. So it is installing the required packages because it is indicating here, right? You can see the red line. It means that particular package is not there. You can see the module is not found. This is the error we are getting, right? So the required package is now installed. I can refresh the environment. We can restart the server once again because this package need to be reflected here. Clear the output. Okay, now you can see this. We need to restart once again. This one is done. So now we don't see that error message, right? Because before we don't have that package has been installed, then this error message is gone now. So I'm executing this. So what it will do, it will read some data. If you're posting some data here, right? These data, we need to get it from any folder. For example, this is my data. Okay. In this file, I have sample data. I want to read this file data into this code. Then that will be used for our query. So that is the one concept. Okay. That the second one is here I'm using the web scraping mechanisms. Okay. The web scraping means for this particular URL, I have some content. Okay. This readme file. From this file, okay, I need to get the content and answer my queries. Okay. I'm just executing this. Okay. It is reading some informations from this particular URL. Okay. It is loading. Here it's doing some chunkings, right? Once the data is read from that particular document, it is doing chunking mechanisms. That chunk will be used while you are querying it. It is still running. Still it is loading. Maybe we can stop this one. I don't want to run this. It is taking so many times to read from this document. So instead of that, we can read it from local. Okay. So here I have some files. You can see this is my sample file. I put it here. So it is reading it. It is taking so many time. Okay, once maybe I will walk you through the code in the meantime. Here, what it's doing now, it is reading the file from this particular path. Then that data will be passed into paragraph type, right? This is the document we are putting into paragraph wise. Once this document is loaded, then we are putting into list here. Okay, this is the list of data is available. You can see here, first document, this is the data. Second document, this is the data. Third document, this is the data. This is the data format. It will fed into your LLMs. Okay. Once this is done, then what it will do? We need to retrieve the relevant documents from that. Okay. This is the retriever mechanisms. This method, what it will do from that list of documents, it will fetch the relevant data. Then this is my query. Okay. What is rag? Okay. It will read from the document, from the chunk, then it will give the relevant informations, what data is present in this document. Okay, I don't know why it is taking so much time. Maybe server is slow. I will restart it. I think server is getting slow now. That's the reason I'm not able to receive the result. Maybe once it is done, I will give you after this. We'll go for a slide. So the next topic is agentic AI. So this is our second session topic. So in that agentic AI, we will cover what is agentic AI, where we are using agentic AI. Though that basic concepts, I will cover it here. Here I'm using the framework called Crew AI. That is the agentic framework that will be used in our demo purpose as well. Okay. Then we'll go through the slide once. So what is the agentic AI? What it will do? Where it will use? So those kind of a basic stuff we can just look into these slides. Then we'll go for the actual demo. So agentic AI is a autonomous task executions. So what it will do, it will have some task. That task will have some instructions. That instruction will be automatically triggered. Okay. So the agentic AI system plans and executes the task independently without any human interventions. Okay. So the goal and understanding of decision making. What is the goal? How it is understanding and how it is making the decisions on top of it. These all we need to set it in an agent. Okay, what is the agent? What is the agent task? These all need to be set it in our backend side. So whenever you are triggering this agent, then it will perform as per your instruction, which is mentioned in our backend. Okay, adaptability and collaborations. How it adapting and how it is collaborating with your humans needs. Okay, the agents adapts a new informations and collaborates with the humans or other agents as well. For example, one agent's having some task. That agent need to provide the information to the next agent. In that case, it will what it will do, it will give the information to next agent, then the next agent will perform some task, the flow will goes up. Yes. So you can see the image, it can do the AI, you can see it has multiple things. Okay, the AI agent will do multiple stuff in one by one. or it will go in parallel based on our requirement. Either you can put it in a sequence or you can put it in the hierarchical levels. There is a two types of agent executions are there. If you want to do it in sequential, or you can do it in a hierarchical. Hierarchical means we can put it in a thread. It will do multiple tasks at the same time. Okay. The proactive and the goal driven. What is a proactive and goal driven? These systems shifts AI reactive responses and a proactive goal oriented behavior. What we already set some goals. Based on that goal only, it will perform the task. Okay. For each agent definitions, we need to set it. What is the role of the agent? What is the goal of the agent? What is the backstory of the agent? The backstory means what kind of information it need to perform, and to perform that particular task, what are the informations you need to have before. For example, if you want to give a lecturer, you need to have the expertise of the particular subject, right? That kind of information we need to add it in a agent and task levels. Then what are the components of the agentic AI? Okay, the components, having a lot of components in the agentic AI, because it is a evolving concepts right now. It is evolving day by day. So the first one is the planning. Okay, agents need to plan what kind of decompositions is required for this complex task, and how we can split the complex task into smaller one. Then what kind of action we need to take to complete the particular executions end to end. So agent need to do all the plannings, and that making the subtask creations, or it is chunking into small actionable items. So these all agent need to work. So the second one is the memory. Okay, for doing that complex task, it needs the memory to keep history of the data, what actions it did in the previous step. Without that memory, it cannot produce the result to the next agent, right? That the hierarchical stop, the things need to be passed to the next one, right? So that needs memory. In memory, there is a different types of memories. One is short term memories, long term memories, or we can keep it as a history of the data. So everything is covering in a memory sections. So we can configure which kind of memories we need to implement for this particular solutions. So the next one is tool. What kind of tool we need to use to which kind of actions? For example, I need to read a document. Okay, there is a tool, read tool. Okay, read file, write file, read directory. These all the tools, the different tools which is available. That tools need to be used whenever you are calling the particular agents. Okay, for example, here they're calling the API. Okay, I need to call some API to retrieve the informations or the response, or I want to connect with the database tables from get some informations from the table. So this kind of tools we need to use. Okay, then the examples of agentic AI. Okay, where these agentic AIs are using and what kind of agentic AI currently in the market. Okay, Auto GPT is an autonomous task. Okay, in Chat GPT, the OpenAI is providing Auto GPT as a agent. That agent will perform the large language model calls and perform the complex tasks to minimize the human interventions. It no need to give any instructions. Once the model is set it up, directly you can call that model. Every time we no need to give any prompt for that. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Not like that. When the agent is developed, you need to ask, or you need to give only input. This is the input, you need to perform the actions. That action items, all everything defined in a backend for that particular agent. The another example is Baby GUI. This is a cognitive simulations. What it will do now, it will simulate the task. Okay, it do some efficient management and prioritize the task automatically. For example, if you have some calendars, that calendars is having some the meeting schedules. So if you want to fetch which meet is having the higher priority, so that kind of scenarios, so it will simulate and it will get the prioritized task automatically. It need to prioritize as it wants, then it will act accordingly. Then the next one is divine AI software engineer. Okay, this is what we are working right now. So the agents will is able to do the task automatically. It's independently. It need to write a code, it need to debug a code, it need to execute the code. If any error comes, that agents itself need to correct the code based on the error we received in that one. This is called a feedback loop which we are following. Okay, we'll go for next one. The use cases of agentic AI. Okay, where these agentic AIs are fit into. So one is task automations. The agentic AI, it efficiently manages the repetitive and complex workflow. It can, once the agent is running, the task will be automatically performed for the interval, what the intervals you are setting up, right? It automatically triggers. Actually, this agent is replacing the robotic frameworks. RPA is there, right? Robotic automation process. So now the robotic automation process will be outdated once this agent is already in market. It's already the people are using. So now that concept will go away. How the search engines is replaced with the LLMs. Now the RPA, the robotic process automation things will be replaced with agents. Then next one is the research assistance. AI agents gathers and analyze and summarize the information to support the research and take decisions. If you want to take some actions on top of some research, so it will give the assistance to you based on it, the context which we already had in that LLM sites. So the next one is coding support. This is what we mentioned, right? Where this is involved, whenever you are writing some code, okay, writing code also need to be added in an agent. Then the next agent, it need to be tested whether the written code is correct or not. Once it is tested, if error message is coming, okay, it need to be debugged. What is the error message? Then what it will do, it will again regenerate the code until it gets resolve this issue. This is very interesting topics, right? This is what it's happening in the IT industry. That is what the lot of the automations are happening, so that that resource cutting is happening in IT industry. So the next one is the business operations. AI agent manage the customer interactions and analyze the business data and optimize the operations. Agents itself, it can do analyzing their existing informations. Then what it will do, it will give the suggestions as well. For example, if you're going for bank, okay, first you need to go and ask help, right? Agents will do those all. If you are getting into bank, then this is what you need to do next step, whether you want to deposit or you want to withdraw or you want to take what kind of services is required. It will ask queries. If you're selecting that queries, then it will guide you, this is what you need to do. That kind of automations also now in the market right now. So next we go for the demos. So in demos, what are the things we're gonna cover is the text generations demo. The art what we covered in the previous one, right? The same thing only. Here agent also it can do all the steps. So in the image generations demo, we are not did this one because I don't have the provisions to execute this image generations model. So I will skip that one. Then this is the agentic AI demos. Okay. what we will gonna cover in this one. Okay, agentic AI demo is coming to the picture. This is having how the agent is simulating, how the agent is defined. Okay, what is the tool that is using for this agents that will perform your actions, how the memory and the interactions are happening. So these are the things we will cover in that upcoming demos. Okay, from this deck, from this as of this one, what are the things we observed is, right, there is a lot of concepts which involved. What is this reinforcement learning, what is AI, what is the Gen AI, and where we are using this Gen AI. These all questions you maybe will come into mind after this completing this one. So where we can learn this all. For example, some concepts, the basics, Gen AI I need to know, Agentic AI I want to learn. Something if you don't have the materials, I have the predefined GitHub repo which covers everything, the concept wise. Maybe in the end of the sessions, if time permits, I will give you that details as well if required. Okay, these are the recommendations of some courses that everything is covered in that repo. You can see a lot of resources, how to prepare an interview, how to take a research papers. Based on that research paper, what are the things we can, what are the research papers recently added in that AI and Gen AI and agentic AI related things. Those, what are the practical, how to do the practical, what they, there's the notebook I shared in that demo, right? That decks also available. You can explore when you have time. Okay. So we come to end up this one. So we covered this all basic concepts. If you have any questions, you just let me know. That comment section I can, or else you can just ask me in the call itself. So these are the just slides which we covered already, maybe where we are using this Gen AI application and agentic related application. These are just basic slides. That this one is the main topic, the fine tuning a Gen AI models. Okay, maybe this will be its advanced topic. Maybe if required, then I can help you to understand how the fine tuning models are happening. If you want to make your model to work only for your data, okay, how the RAG is working, right? The similar way we need to give the data into a model itself. Then the model will work only for your particular data. Okay, that is a it's advanced topics. Okay, where this agentic AI is working, how, what are the concepts, so what are the areas, how the agents are implemented. So in the financial sector, IT support sector or customer support sector, the operations sector, and the sales. Okay, how to get a qualified leads, the scheduling meetings, this all is automated with agents right now, most of the things. And if not, most of the peoples are working towards this to make it automated. Okay, how the multi-agent collaborations happening, I told you, right? If complex task is there, then what it will do, it will split into one plan agents, others are executions. What it will do, the plan agents will create a plan and assign the task into the executions. Then what it will do, it will do the generation part. Okay, then the generation portion, then what it will do, the assistants will collaborate the reviewer whether the generated things are it's correct or not. That's the final step. Once it is reviewed, then what it will do, it will, if anything need to be added, then the flow will continues, then the final result will be given to the users. Okay, how the memories are happening in the short-term memory, long-term memory, what I mentioned in the previous one, right? This is what that. So implementing these agentic AI solutions, what are the ethical steps need to be followed? The same what we had in that Gen A and LLM creations, the same thing we need to adapt with the agentic AI as well. There is a autonomy risk also. Okay, agents making decisions without oversight, right? Without knowing anything, sometimes agents also will take some decisions. Okay, then accountability. Who is responsible for these agent actions? We can't put this response to agents, right? We need to take a responsibility who's creating this agent. So the other one is bias and fairness, ensuring the equitable outcomes, whether the outcome is fulfilled with the requirement or not, and the transparency. Okay, which model is gonna work for which use cases and what kind of actions it will do. These all need to be transferred. Then only the everyone should understand before we are using the particular agents. Okay, maybe you have some questions, you can just refer this one. I think I have done this deck part. Maybe we will get into the demo. I will reopen my server is down since. We have another 30 minutes. Okay. So I'm just running this rag again. So now its server is up and running. So straight away, I will just give you a demo on this page. Okay, you can see here I'm reading the document, right? It is loaded this document into different chunks. What is the document 1, document 2, document 3 from this file? Okay, it is chunked into a different stuffs. Okay, from this document, I need to get details. Okay, what is the rag? So this is another sample I skipped for this. Either you can use any one of this. Either you can read it from website, or you can read it from local file, or you can directly set some context. From this context, you can query it. Okay, so I'm running what is rag. You can see this is the retrieved data. Okay, rag is a retrieval augmented generation. So this is the actual context which is defined in that sheet. You can see this is the data. From this, it is taking it. This is the output. It is getting from this document. Okay, we'll go for the next, the agent specific demo. So we already covered the agent basics, right? What is agents? What is the type of agents and how the agents are working? Okay. For this, so I have some samples. So I will just give you. Here you can see the LLM type, LLM provider. Either you can use Azure OpenAI or Google Gemini, or if you go for Meta, Llama, or if you want to use Anthropic Cloudy, any models you want to use, you can use this SDK that you can configure and take it up. So I'm clearing this. We'll take it up freshly. So for setting up your environment, whenever you are starting some Python, so first you need to set it up your locals. This is the setup guide, how to set it up your local environment. Then the local environment is ready. Then you need to install the required packages. So this package contains Crew AI to connecting Gemini LLM. This is the package. To connect OpenAI, these are the packages. So these are some certificate authentications related things. Okay. Once this is done, I am just calling my LLM. All the configurations are already done. So I'm using it. So it is running. Okay. Now the LLM is enabled. Okay. We can go to the basic concepts of how agents are defining. You can see agents contains agent, task, and crew. These three are plays the major role here when you're defining some agents. Okay, here I'm using Crew AI as a agentic AI framework. Okay, there is a lot of other frameworks also. LangGraph is there, LangChain is there. In Microsoft, we have AutoGen framework. There is a lot of agentic framework is available in that market right now. It is actually it's a 6 month old only. Okay, it's not a the old topics. Last 6 months only the agent topic is coming to the market. So here the Crew AI is the one agentic framework that I'm gonna give you demo. Okay, this Crew AI you can see this is my agent. Okay, in this agent I'm defining some name. What is my agent name? Then I'm giving some roles. Okay, this is the role of my agent. Then what is the goal of the agent? What it need to do? Okay, this is my goal. Okay, as a researcher it need to find some basic informations and provide the clear and concise answer to the user queries. Okay, what is the backstory of this particular agent? It act as an expert AI assistant and assess the latest research and informations. Okay, so this is my agent definitions. Okay, for this agent what is the task, what it need to do? Okay, this is my query. Okay, here I'm passing as a what is agentic AI. This is my task. Okay, what I gonna use, what I need to retrieve from this agent, this is our expected output. Okay, this all predefined. When you are creating an agent, this all need to be defined based on your, this is a very simple agent that will give you the insight how agents are defined, how the agents are working. The similar way we can do any complex task. Okay, this all need to be elaborated based on your requirements. So that this one is we are calling the crew method. That method will call your agent and task and what type of process it is, whether it is a sequential process or a hierarchical process. This here I am using one agent, one task. It can be multiple. You can define any number of agents and any number of tasks, that all will be called here. In if you're putting a sequence, then it will call a sequence manner. If you're putting hierarchical, then it will split your task into different threads. Okay, so I'm executing this. So it is done. Then how to run a crew? Okay, you can see here the results equal to crew dot kickup. Kickup is a method. It will call your crew method, what we defined here. Okay, then the result will be printed. Okay, so I'm running it. So you can see the crew execution started. What is the agent? Okay, you can see the first agent is find a basic information. It is in progress status. Then it finds the basic information about the task which we provided, right? You can see what is the agentic AI. It is getting some informations. Then it is searching. Still it's searching. So after searching, it is receiving some basic informations. Then the basic informations is passed as a final output. You can see the task completions is done. This is our result. Agentic AI refers artificial intelligence system that possesses an agency and meaning. They have a lot of stuffs, the basic. This is the information is retrieved through the agents. Okay. In this tech, we cover the basic steps. Okay. How the agents are working, what is the crew, what is task, what kind of LLM it can be used. Okay. Then we'll go for some advanced level of crew AI implementations. Okay. Here we can cover some complex task. Okay. We'll provide a different LLM for the experimentation purpose. Okay. In this case, I need to select a kernels. Okay. Here, this is the required import sections. These are libraries that need to be used. So I am executing it. Okay, it is done. So here is my LLM provider configurations. I am using it for calling the LLM details. So here I'm using Azure as my backend LLM. So you can see we are defining some multiple agents and different roles. Okay, the previous one we covered only simple agents. Okay, that is the same. Here we need to elaborate more about the task. Okay, what things need to be added. First, it research the details. Then that details need to be written into some other areas. Okay. For that, I have elaborated more on this. You can see where is this LLM? Actually, here it's hard coded. I'm just calling it dynamically. You can see this is the auto populated value, right? How it is coming because in our development environment, I configured a GitHub Copilot. That is the AI tool. So if I change these two lines, this line also need to be modified. That is suggestions given by LLM. You can see the live, how it is happening in that LLM sites. So this is how the current the agentic and AIs are working in a developments. So I'm executing this. Is executed. Then here is the task. Okay, I have three different agents here. One is for researcher, another one is for writer, the third one is reviewer. Okay, it will find some informations that contents need to be into somewhere. Okay, transform the data into well structured and detailed articles or reports. Okay, this is our goal. Then the reviewer, what it will do, it will check the quality, whether the given content is it's having enough informations. Review and enhance the dropped clearly in the clarity and accuracy and the completeness of the given topics. That is what the reviewer agent will do. Okay, here you can see different tasks. What task need to be performed for each agent. Okay, I'm executing it. It's done. Here is my crew call. Okay, what it will do, we can see agents in task. In agents, we have three different agents. One is researcher, writer, and the reviewer. For each agent, we have three different tasks. One is describe agentic AI. The second one is draft articles, then review the draft. These are the three tasks. Okay, this also we are processing in sequence. Okay, I'm executing it. Okay, this is done. Now I'm printing the result. Okay, in that kickoff method, what we did in the previous one, the same kickoff method will be used here. Okay, you can see the execution is started. Okay, first agent is expert informations finder. Okay, it is finding some informations. Okay, you can see it adds some informations already. It finds, this is the first agent's results. Then what it will do, it is completed the task. Then the second agent is content drafting specialist. You can see this will, the task is write a comprehensive article draft on agentic AI based on the research summary. The summary is provided by the previous agent. So that summary will be used as an input here. Then it will make it as a comprehensive article draft. Okay, you can see this one is done. You can see this is the results. Okay, then it is getting into the third agent. The third agent is a reviewer. Okay, the quality assistant. Okay, you can see the task, review the article draft, and it will check the clarity and the accuracy and the completeness of the suggest the improvements as well, because it is given some articles details, whether that article details covers everything about the agentic AI or anything need to be added. Those suggestions will be given by the quality assurance specialist agent. You can see these are the details. You can see it. The task completion is done. The final result is not printed here. Okay, because it is giving in different output format. Crew output is different. So that's the reason it is not printed. Okay, but the content has been generated as per our given informations. Okay, any doubts or any queries on this? This statement is not working. That's the reason we are getting print issue. Or else what we can do, instead of splitting into print results. What is append? So here I'm printing it again. Okay, this is my final result. Okay, I'm rerunning it. You will get the final result here. So again, the crew is started the execution. It may again call, you can see the first agent results. Then yes, the second agent is coming into picture now. You can see the content drafting. It is dropped a content. Then it will go for the third agent. You can see this is the third agent. Now it is running. You can see the result in third agents. So it is, once it is done, this is the final result. Okay, you can see the dropped for the agentic AI topics. In such a way, you can use any kind of that things need to be automated, right? So for these agents, you can give any topic. Now I have given agentic AI. If you want to do some research papers, if you want to gather the informations through internet, or if you gather some informations from any online sources, that you can use this agent. It will collect all those informations and give it to you the final result. You can just use this directly in your whenever you require. Okay. Then the other topic is in Crew AI called flows. Okay, we covered in a sequential manner, right? The same thing, it will be used in a flows as well. The flows, it will call multiple crews at a time. So in this case, this is a advanced level concepts. If okay, if this is a the code base. Okay, how the flows are running. Here you can see the lot of tools also will be used. Okay, write questions, and it is a listening. Okay, answer the questions. Okay, you can see plotting as well, how the flows are running. Okay, those informations also there. Then the final result you can print it out. Okay, hope it's works. We have lost 15 minutes. Any queries or any suggestions?
Sir, I have put in the chat box
Okay,
like
let
expectation of some
me.
software industry. That would be nice if the faculties can get
Okay,
something. What is expected from the students, like a fresher going out of the college?
okay.
Because yeah,
Actually, now the IT industries is really changed a lot in last 2 years. Because in my 10 plus years of experience, I started as a fresher. Okay, that time the industry standard is different. If the current users comes into the current freshers come to IT market, at least they need to know how AI is working, how to use the AI tools. These all mandatory stuff now. Even the existing the employees who are part of this organization, right? We are providing a training to them. Okay, even they are 20 years experience or 30 years experience, that doesn't matter. They need to use AI tools flexibly. Then the previous one they worked as a normal flows. Okay, then only they can sustain at least for the couple of years, the upcoming couple of years. If you don't know how to use the AI tools, then the AI will replace you. That is what happening in that current IT industry. So when the students currently they're learning, right, they can't learn the syllabus as it is, but they need to spend some time at least how to use AI tools, what are the AI tools are available in the market, how these AI tools will automate your task. Those steps definitely they need to get into, or else it's difficult. That is what I'm just frankly saying, that how the market is currently.
thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah,
It's chemistry, yes, the chemistry industry, right?
yeah.
Okay. In chemistry industry, maybe that drugs related informations I covered, right? What kind of formulas need to be applied for your uh, some product, for example, drug creations or some the medicines. Okay, those informations you will get it through UI. Sorry, AI. Okay, for example, if there is no human interventions required, okay, even the now robotics are doing all the stuffs. Okay, if you want to create some hardwares, okay, some drugs, some materials, we everything is base of AI, right? You can see a lot of robotic things are now replacing with the automation side. The same thing will be applied in any industry. It's not only the physics or chemistry, or it may be any other domains, right? So they are training models. What I did right now, right? This is a simple use case. I tried how to drop the articles. Okay, the same thing, if the work is same, okay, you can just write your agent as per your needs. What agents will do then, it will act based on your the previous data. Okay, for example, if you want to create a water in chemistry, okay, what it will do, hydrogen plus oxygen is equal to the water, right, H2O. The same formula, if it is applicable for everyone, right? Even the human no need to do this one. How much water, what is the oxygen content required, how much hydrogen content is required to make a water, right? The similar formula you can apply anything, any product. So if we are given this kind of information into an agent, that agent will do your job without any human intervention. All the manufacturing industry that will be replaced with the agents and the machine learnings or robotic concepts. Hope I answered your questions. It is not specific to any one particular industry. It is applicable for all the industries right now. Okay. Any other questions? I don't see the chat. Okay. You're asking LLM network intelligence began 5G or 5G target development. Actually, that 5G is outdated, right? When it's compared to the developed countries. Now they went to 6G. Okay. But India is not in that levels. But definitely in any network industry also, the AI will come into picture. Any industry. Because it's evolving. Last 2 years only that AI came into market, right? Now it is evolving, but definitely it will do all the steps. You can see in that IT industry what we are doing right now. Before we written a code top to bottom, okay, but now I don't want to do that one. If I ask this kind of code I required, for example, I will show you here. Okay, I'm adding one. Okay, you can see in my code I'm adding one code tab. Generate code is there. Why? Because I'm showing I have integrated my GitHub Copilot into our editor. What I need to do? I want to write code for prime number. Okay, that's a simple one maybe. Okay, find a prime number. Find a prime number in which language I required. I need it in Python. Okay, just I'm giving it. Okay, and nothing did. I don't know about the concept. I don't know about the language. I don't know about the functionality as well. Okay, just I asked LLM. Okay, I want to write a code for a prime number in Python. This is the answer. Okay, you can just copy this code and replace wherever you want. These kind of automations already came into market in IT industry. So to do a code, no programming knowledge is required right now. This is very dangerous when all the developers, right, who all are working here, to write this code, if humans thinks what is prime number first, okay, then what logic need to be added, okay, then what kind of languages you're gonna use to make it developed. This all before we thought in our own, right? Now nothing gonna do like that, right? Simply you can ask and you can get a code. This is how the IT market is right now. That is why the most of the peoples they're using AI for all the automations. It is only for not only for development. Even I worked in different product. One is for SDLC process. We made all the SDLC process in a single flow. It will gather all your information, so it will convert into the different the use cases. Then it will generate a front end code, back end code, the database code. Then it will do the testing as well. The testing, once the testing is done, then it will generate the document. What kind of testing it did. Then it will give the final results into a single file, in a zip file. It can automatically, you can add it in anywhere you want. It can be doable within a 5 to 10 minutes. You can create a complete product. That is how this AI is evolved right now. So whenever the students coming into the IT market, they at least they need to spend time before they entering into IT. They need to learn what is AI, how the agents are working, and what kind of agents will be used for which use cases, and what are the LLMs are available in the market, and how the LLMs are functioning, and what kind of LLM will solve this kind of problems. There is a lot of other steps also there. All the LLMs will not do all the tasks. Okay, there is a limitations of LLMs as well, that all students need to aware of it before they're getting into market.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No questions.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
I have this GitHub repo. Maybe if required, I will share it to you all. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I will give you a little walkthrough of it. My screen is visible, right?
Yes, yes, visible.
Okay. This is just a beginner. This repo contains everything. You can see what are the free courses available. Maybe you can refer this to your students as well. They also will get some knowledge. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So it contains all of what is agentic AI, what is the generative AI, what is the
Mm,
interview questions.
mm,
Okay.
mm.
Okay. Here, this you can see the list of interview questions that will be asked when they're getting into AI field. Okay. What is the notebooks? The notebooks which I explained you, right?
Mm,
Those notebooks are there. You can see some research updates. Okay.
mm,
Some papers. What are the
mm,
recent research papers are available in 2024? What are the 2025 research papers? This is just adding some hints. Okay. If you want to see list of research papers, you can see here.
mm,
Okay, you can
mm,
just get direct informations.
mm,
What is the research topic?
mm,
What is this one? This paper contains this context, this evaluation. This is the domain specific LLMs, multi LLMs. These are the research topics. You can get the exact informations using these documents. Okay, and we have other resources as well. You can use it. Okay, you can see the different concepts are there, right? All the concepts they can easily understand. What is RAG, what is the fine tuning. Maybe this is very advanced level. Maybe if you want to learn more about this LLM and the agentic, then how these RAGs, all the stuffs is working, then it is helpful for you all.
okay. Sir, can you paste the link in the chat box?
Yeah, sure, sir. I will do that. Maybe you can refer this. I
Yes.
created this talk repo
Ah,
for you all. Maybe
ah,
that will help you all.
yeah. See, the students would be finding it very helpful.
Yes, yes. You can just contact me if any supports required or any queries.
Surely.
Okay. Uh, That also, if
Yeah.
I'm available, I will take it up. Okay, this is my contact details. You
Okay.
can take it up. Maybe Snap.
Yeah.
You can just ping me if I am not able to attend. Maybe I will be in other official works. you can just drop a mail or message. Maybe I will respond.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you
If
very
you
much.
want to, if you want to connect in the LinkedIn, I will give my LinkedIn ID as well. If you can reach out me and LinkedIn as well. Okay. Any
Okay,
other
sir.
questions? Your feedback is always welcome. Please share your feedback of what this session was, and anything need to be improved, that also can be added in upcomings if required. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. The session was wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for these great opportunities. Actually, in the
Really
last
helpful.
minute, we got this
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yes.
Yes.
You are very
Okay.
kind, and you accepted it, and
Yes.
it's quite informative, quite
Yes, sir.
engaging,
Yes.
right? You into the right
Yeah.
flow.
Yes. This is what I planned. Actually, there is a lot of other advanced concept also there, but
Mhm.
that will not be applicable for this session. Maybe
Mhm.
that needs more time. They're
Ah.
not aware of the basic. If you're getting into the advanced level,
Mhm.
they will
Mhm.
be in trouble, right? They getting understanding is very difficult because it's a
Mhm.
new. If older
Mhm.
topics, then they may aware of the basic at least. That's the
Mhm.
reason I covered only basics right now. If
Mhm.
required, we can cover advanced level as well.
Mhm. Very informative, sir. Thank you very much. And on behalf of our Government College of Engineering, Salem, we want to thank you for accepting our
Yeah,
invitation and engaging us for this 3 hours. Thank you very much. And we'll be in
yeah.
touch with you, sir. Maybe we can arrange
Th-
a session at Salem Government College in near future.
okay, that's great.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll invite you for
yeah.
that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for all your participations. It's a great and have a great year and the great learning parts in AI
Yes.
side.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you for your all your participation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Bye, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.